If we have 2 centuries of data saying the same thing, why is almost no one using it? I'm talking about trend following. It's one of the most studied, most persistent strategies in the market. It's worked across wars, bubbles, crashes, inflation, deflation, commodity crises, currencies, stocks, and bonds. So if it's so obvious, why isn't everyone doing it? That's what we're going to unpack today. For those of you new here, I'm Mark Anderson, construction worker turned 0DT and multi-strategy hedge fund manager of MBH Capital Management. I've sold over $100 million in 0DT premium and traded for over 1,000 consecutive market days. I make these videos to help investors understand how markets actually work. My background is short vol, mean reversion, but trend following is philosophically almost the opposite of that, which is exactly why it belongs in the same portfolio. First, what exactly is trend following? Most people hear trend following and think that some guy is drawing lines on a chart. That's not what I mean. What I'm talking about is systematic trend following, also called time series momentum. You look at an asset's own price history. If it's been going up over some window, you own it and you're long. If it's been going down, you get out or you go short. You apply the same simple rule across a diversified set of markets: equity indices, bonds, commodities, currencies, and more. You follow the rules every month, every quarter, without overriding them. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable for traditional portfolios. When researchers take that same simple idea and test it across dozens of futures markets, across multiple asset classes, over 100 to 200 years of data, and even some studies, and even 800 years in the really long historical reconstructions, they keep finding the same thing. Trend following and time series momentum has a positive expected return. It tends to do particularly well in big up or down markets. It has a low or even negative correlation to traditional stock and bond portfolios, especially in a crisis. In plain English, it has worked in a lot of different places for a very long time, and it tends to help most people when they feel the worst. You don't have to take my word for it. You can look at the long-term horizon work from academic and practitioner teams studying trend following on baskets of futures in different markets going back a century and more. The picture is remarkably consistent. Trends show up, and a simple rules-based approach captures them. If you want to read more, you can check out this article by AQR on their website, A Century of Evidence on Trend Following, published in the Journal of Portfolio Management. I'll link it in the description below. So again, if the evidence is strong, why doesn't the average investor have exposure to it? There's a few big reasons. Reason 1, it can feel terrible. Trend following forces you to buy things that are already up, sell things that are already down. Emotionally, humans hate that. We want to buy the dip and wait for it to come back. Trend following does the opposite. So even if people see the backtest, they abandon it the first time it whipshaws or looks stupid relative to the 60-40 portfolio. Reason 2, career risk. Most professionals get paid to not look wrong. If you run a trend following program and stocks rip higher while you're practically out because there wasn't a trend, you underperform. Your clients get mad. Your board asks you questions. Your bonus is at risk. It's much safer politically to hug a benchmark and blame the market than to be a weirdo who was up in 2008 and flat when everyone else was partying. 3, business models. Most of the asset management industry makes money by gathering assets into simple, easy to sell products. Own the market. 3-fund portfolio. Set it and forget it. Trend following is more complex operationally, harder to explain in a soundbite, and it has stretches where it underperforms and looks useless right before it matters again. This makes it a tough product to sell at scale, even if the long-term evidence is strong. 4, discipline is rare. The strategy only works if you actually follow the rules. Crashes, boredom, years when it can lag. Most people don't have the temperament or the process to do that. They want the return of a systematic strategy without the discipline of being systematic. So what do you do with all this? I'd suggest 3 things. Separate feelings from the facts. You don't have to love how trend following feels to respect what the data says. Think in portfolio, not products. Trend following isn't a religion, it's a tool. The question isn't, is it perfect? The question is, does adding a rules-based trend following component make my overall portfolio more resilient? Do your homework. Read long-term horizon research on time series momentum and manage futures. Look at crisis periods. Ask, what would my life have looked like if I had something in my portfolio that behaved like that? If you're the kind of investor who cares more about evidence than narrative, this stuff is for you. If you found this useful and want to learn more about research-driven breakdowns like this, there's 2 links in the description below. One, to book a call with our team for accredited investors to discuss investment in our Fund 1 0DT and our Fund 2 multi-strategy. The other is to subscribe to our newsletter to keep up with our performance month to month and our newest research. We only work with a limited number of clients every quarter, so if you want to be one of those, book a call below. I'll see you guys in the next one.